launching the Philippines Mediation Circle, and we are going to talk about what it's all about. But let's talk about both of you. Maybe should we do that, Marissa and Josephine? Marissa,
Sure.
yes, a little bit, Marissa, but you are wearing a sweater, and here it's 45 degrees centigrade.
Yeah. Weather here is pleasant.
You can see
Um,
that.
yeah. It's nice to be back, Vikram.
Yep, nice to
Um,
see you. Yep.
yeah. My only constraint when you on a live session is the time constraint. Sometimes it's too late for me here.
Yep.
But I like your endeavor and will definitely support it.
Great. We have this is like work on the ground kind of thing. So what I'm looking at is maybe introductions. Maybe we can wait on introductions. Do a little what I do in terms of the concept, throw it all out there, and then take your thoughts. Then it's because it's going to be your circle. So how you look at it. So let's do that first because I mean, then we can have a nice discussion on the entire thing. So this is what we're doing, launching the Philippines Mediation Circle, which is circle number 52 of the World Mediation Circle. And we have Josephine and Marissa who are going to talk about themselves and everything. But mediatorvikram.com is where you find information. And I mean, of course, read it there. I'll quickly take you through the concept. So all connection request, everything is here. So World Mediation Circle, what? Simple World-Wide Web of Mediation Circles being created in schools, colleges, organizations, communities. What is mediation? Simple, nothing complicated there. It's voluntary, informal process. But the third person helps you to resolve a conflict, dispute, whatever fight, disagreement. But a trusted person. This is why I put that there. Actually, this definition is taken from the Singapore Convention, but they missed out these very key words of mediation because they were looking at it from certain maybe institutional or court system. They had to put that all in when you try to make a definition which makes everyone happy. Sometimes you put across something which I feel is lacking in some very important aspects. So these three things required for me, voluntary, informal, and with a trusted person. Important thing, the person doesn't have the authority to impose a solution. That's what we really need to be able to highlight to people because sometimes there is some kind of I don't know whether it is miscommunication or what it is, but for some reason people have been, when you say mediation, they'll say arbitration. And here I've used that word, but I call it the A word. We don't use that word. Just don't create confusion for people at all. It's a simple, different process. It has that's a private court. This is someone not imposing a solution, but helping you resolve something. But for why? Look, these are important aspects and important for both of you also, is the moral values, principles, and ethics-based humanistic approach. That's what we are putting out there because for me, that's something really important in the way I want to promote it. And heart, soul, spirituality playing an important role. And then, in terms of healing and strengthening relationships, our endeavor is that happens. So it's not just about settlement conferences, as people call that mediation also. This is a little, maybe let's say different or a more involved process, or I won't get into what it is. It's just different from those. But this is just the first step. I mean, when people are resolving their conflicts. But what we are creating is a safe space, which is a community coming together which can have conversations, which can have dialogue, and they're wanting to collaborate and work towards consensus building on various issues. It could be local, national, global, and without debates, activism, or advocacy. So this I'm very clear about. Those okay, those areas are there. They've been there for a long time, but a lot of times, a lot of vested interests get there. A lot of money gets involved there. But a space where you're getting people together to have that dialogue and facilitating, because that's why it's a mediation circle, there's someone facilitating that. I feel that those spaces don't exist. And then we redefine politics at the local, national, global level by moving from the colonial legacy of divide and rule to consensus building with mediators as leaders. So that's our long-term objective. How it happens, what steps we take, small maybe they might become big steps. We don't know what really goes, how it goes in different circles, but we have to create them in schools, colleges, organizations, and communities. And of course, the various kinds. I'll take you through the various circles which have been launched, so you'll realize that it's not just they're location based also, but they're also issue based and other circles. But this is something which might be controversial. Josephine has, of course, heard me on this number of times. I mean, he's launched other circles also. That people with the mediator mindset, training, qualifications, certifications, accreditations not required. These are people who have that mindset. They're actually assisting people today as we are talking. It's happening in that informal area all the time. Now, how to bring these people out? How does the community value these people? How does the word spread? Because all this is happening in a closed space. I mean, if two friends have an issue, one third friend is helping them in a room somewhere, who knows about that person? But these are very special people. So we're bringing these people out, creating a circle around them, and then because a school mediation circle will be part of the global school mediation circle and part of the Philippines mediation circle. So recognition not just at the school level, but at a local level, national level, global paper level, because all these people are special. Maybe you won't find too many of them. We don't know how many come out. But important thing is that they're not valued today because it's a way of life for them. So they just do it because it comes from the heart. They want to do it. They're not getting remunerated for it. But we have to find a pathway for remuneration also so that they take this up as a full-time activity. We have to create that pathway because today, even people who've been there for tens of years have not been only mediators. Even Ken Cloak, he writes mediator and arbitrator. And I, I find that, I mean, it's sad that if that has to happen, but he does that. So full-time mediators is what we have to create because I feel that's a special, very special skill and the heart, soul, spirituality, humanistic approach also at the same time. And then we have the peacemakers. These are people who might not have the skill of a mediator, but they have a skill of bringing people together. So people in dispute or conflict, getting them together and making them sit together is also a very important skill. Everyone doesn't have that skill. So those peacemakers, and then the community at large of people who believe that whatever conflicts, disputes, fights should be resolved amicably, and they're willing to collaborate, understand each other. It's that community of people we have to bring. So I've been saying this now. Basic qualification have to be a good human being. Everything else we'll sort out. so,
Yeah, of course.
so that's how it is. There's a link to a form. Please ask people to fill the form so that we can get back to them. And that's, I mean, a little bit of what I feel are the advantages, but there'll be more advantages in just what is here. But a grassroots movement is what it is. And then there's a whole section of the various mediation circles which have been launched. And if you click on these gatherings and launches, you can see the YouTube link. This is where all the day wise, whatever's happening in the year will come up here. And then various years, because this is have lots of events, 700 plus events have happened. So you'll find them year wise. And Ken, he's shared his words of wisdom with us. And that's years of, I mean, all the experience and everything. So that's available here and then various years. So all that is on the website. Please go there and have a look. And then we have the various circles which have been launched. So let's have a look at those. Yeah, so we can do that. And then totally your thoughts and then how do we take it forward, because with your practical experience working with people, you are going to tell us about your mednet and all those things. So from there we can then find, I'll give my thoughts on how I've looked at it, but then your thoughts on the practical level are also really important because different places will have their different challenges maybe. So give me a second to put that up, and then this one I'll do quickly. Okay, Josephine has also seen all these various slides, but I'd like to put it. It's like, in a way, I'm also boasting as to the various circles which have been launched. So please allow me that. So give me a second for it to load. But important thing, it's a word. The World Mediation Circle is for everyone is part of. So even if you're part of a school mediation circle, you are part of the larger whole, and get involved in those activities of the larger whole. The World Mediation Circle meets the last Friday, the last Wednesday of every month. There are two times. The one is at 1:30 India time. The other is 8:30 India time. So 8:30 p.m. and
Um,
1:30 p.m. Yeah, Josephine.
um, Vikram,
someone is trying to get in, but it won't let her with the link. So she really needs is the Zoom ID, which I sent her was 8768. Maybe you want to stop the recording for a while?
No, we can't. We won't be able to do that. Then we won't be
Okay.
able to re-record. Recording is up, but it's gone on live on YouTube. So yeah,
Right.
what I will
It's
do
just
is,
that
yeah.
she can aside, is that the Zoom ID is
No, 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 no,
876?
no, no. You don't have to repeat it. Basically, what is happening? But the link, what she has to, yeah, exactly. The last these digits that you are saying, they can put that as the ID. So the what you just mentioned, those digits starting with 8, that is the Zoom ID.
Right. And is there a passcode for that
No,
or
no,
no?
no, no, nothing.
Okay.
Just that starting with 876 and last digit 2. So because this is a Zoom link for all the events that I do. So anyone
I know,
can,
but Vikram, this is a new person, so
yeah.
it's
No,
not
no,
like
no. What I'm saying is that we don't. I did not ask you to repeat it. Is because that link is for all the events, and I'm very selective of who comes into the Zoom session. I will tell you about that. This is not an all-inclusive thing. We don't like supremacists of any kind. So no supremacists coming here. If you don't have the mindset of sitting together and having a dialogue, not required. Those spaces exist for you. There are lots of spaces. So it's a very selective. A lot of people have to be sometimes removed also
oh
because they come with that, like I said, sometimes with that superiority complex. Could be color, could be country, could be language, could be there's qualification, that could be various aspects. Supremacy is not only based on color, it's based on a lot of aspects. When I see that attitude, I feel no. Because look, I have to enjoy this time. I have to, it's the good energy that comes
that's
in, I have to enjoy. It's
that
not about
that
winning.
is so kind of you. That means we're both very privileged, Marisa. I mean, to be able to come into the circle. I
No,
mean,
no, you're
thank
not
you so much.
privileged. You're not privileged. You are special. That's why.
Oh,
I am privileged. I am privileged to have you people. So please don't ever say that.
okay.
It's special people like you is what
Yeah,
we have to find. And I'm telling you, you'll be so happy when you find these people and bring them in. You'll really feel their energy. And look, I'm saying
yeah,
we are not here to change the world. We are there's some YouTube thing I was watching. So he said Buddha, everyone knows Buddha. He wasn't there out there to say I'm going to change the world. He was just singing his happy song. That's what it is. You should just sing your happy song. What happens after that? What we don't get into that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think what Joe is saying, this person is interested to participate, so but there's difficulty in technology, so
Yeah, it's just the ID. What happens is that some people, when they click the link, either it goes to the browser and they have some security settings. So if they open Zoom and they say join the meeting, it's asked for the meeting ID. So that last digits of the Zoom link is always the meeting ID. So they just have to copy
Okay.
that and paste it there.
And you're keeping an eye on somebody else in the
Yeah,
waiting
yeah,
room.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. No,
Okay.
no. Okay, so
Yeah,
what?
looks like they cannot. With some in some parts of the Philippines, internet is not as good.
Yeah, it could be slow internet.
Yeah,
That also makes a
yeah,
difference. So
yeah.
quickly, I'll just go because Josephine has seen this, Marissa hasn't seen all the circles which have been launched. So country-wise, then we have World Indigenous Peoples Mediation Circle. This is going to be important in Philippines. So the
yeah,
Philippines Indigenous Peoples Mediation Circle, I think there'll be a lot of work which we can do with this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Then we have the Reflective Practice Circle for people to come and share their experiences in relation to their practice and learn from each other and what their challenges they faced and everything. So that's going to happen. Then we have the commercial. Then we have the sustainable development goals. I think this also, I feel lots of work can happen in this for achieving the goals in general. Definitely when they have put goal number 17 as collaboration, everyone understands that collaboration is important. So mediators and mediation obviously play a very important role wherever collaboration has to happen. So it is an inherent aspect of achieving the goals, but do mediators realize their importance? Maybe not. So we have to bring that out. There'll be lots of work for them. All meetings that happen, mediators as facilitators. So it's not just resolving conflicts. It's also your role in relation to, like I said, maybe just facilitating a proper dialogue, a conversation, We are towards consensus building. So a very important role. And why this is important is we have to find work for mediators. And because if we want them to be full-time mediators, we have to create opportunities. So we'll do that. Then the refugee. Again, I don't know, Philippines, what the situation is. Some countries, this is an important area for work. Then we have the organizational mediation circle to create that. Again, this is opportunities for mediators. If we can put this out and create that aspect that every organization should have a mediator, an outsourced mediator. Some people, I mean, there are obviously organizations which have internal mediators. Sometimes maybe is it a good thing or not? Because if the person is part of the system, whether people would have the same kind of would they look at them as an independent person or not? So why not have an outsourced person? And then we can use those people for other work also, because that's one part of their work. But we need them to create circles basically. Then the family. So we have to get people who work in this area, but also we have to create a circle in every family. So it can start small, and then in the larger family, they can find those people who have that mindset. This is a game that media knows for people to just play the game and experience conflict resolution, school, college, lots of activity. Then issue based, which I was saying. So look, it's not just location based, it's issue based also. So this also down to a local level and at the global level, because everything's connected. So again, a lot of important role that mediators can play. So then the issue based, so this is one issue, which was, of course, a lot of discussion on this, but we will have local issues, we'll have national issues, because like I said, that space doesn't exist where people can come together and just be able to understand each other, express their point of view, because people don't just want to listen. It's like, oh, this is what I believe and this is what it is. But what about giving a space that you can actually listen to everyone? And then country wise, okay, this is to tell you that this is how the web functions. So this is the university, this is part of the college. And now we also launched the youth one. So I mean, I've done it for the Pakistan Youth Mediation Circle, but for every country, a youth mediation circle also. So part of India, part of the world, the artificial intelligence. I won't talk about it right now, but this has an important role because today the way technology is going, it's amazing how it works. I mean, this is like you'll feel that a person is talking to you. And actually, if people don't have an opportunity, don't have those people who have the mindset, why not artificial intelligence? Because if you can, like with this whole training, we can program people to become mediators. I think program artificial intelligence, give it all the information. We'll discuss this. This is also important area. Then country wise. So this is community that I live in. So here with that circle, so every community to create one, and then we have the larger global community mediation circle, and then country based. Israel, Kazakhstan, Greece, Italy. This is that university, Australia, Peru, Pakistan. This is now goal number 5 is gender equality. So we have the global gender equality mediation circle, and then we create one for every country, and again down to the local level it can be created because mediators and mediation has an important role. So then Poland and Mexico and Zambia, Benin, Brazil, Romania, Ecuador, Spain, Canada. This is, like I said, we have a reflective practice circle. So we have Australia reflective practice circle also. So every country to do that. And then we have someone coming in, the USA, New Zealand, Kazakhstan school mediation circle. And then we have the South Africa, Ecuador reflective practice. So again, Australia school mediation, Josephine was part of that discussion. So school mediation circle, I haven't uploaded that video yet. I'll do that today. So this is the Pakistan Youth Mediation Circle, Global Youth Mediation Circle, Pakistan Mediation Circle, World Mediation Circle. So the web goes. We have done Congo, we're doing Philippines today, and then we have some more coming up. The interesting one that's coming up on the 29th is, interesting one. It is the International Tourist Mediation Circle. This I found a very interesting opportunity for mediators because people traveling to another country or maybe another city get into issues. Whom are they going to go to? They're not going to find a lawyer. They're not. Some people don't want to go to the police. But if they have a person and a good human being who has that mindset, if they can call that person in, imagine how much support that you have. So that's going to come up on the 29th. That's it. 2:30 India time and 8:30 India time. Two of them, because I found that to be an important one. I think everyone should be involved in this. So I've put everything out there. Please, Marissa, thoughts, action points, anything, yours.
Yeah. It's a very all-inclusive thing. In fact, I think you can be part of many of those circles, not just one. It's important to also person who will be the point person for that particular group, and create a venue where people, like, for instance, if I'm interested in that circle, I can connect
Absolutely.
with that group.
And it's easy for to do that because, like I told you, that day wise everything is on the website. So you know the time, you have the Zoom link, please come in. But only thing is that the ones which are country based, Philippines, will be people from Philippines, because there has to be bonding within people of Philippines. The world, international, global, those ones, everyone is, but global youth one, maybe both of you might miss out on that. They might not have you the global youth one. But Lilibeth is
Global
here.
senior.
Yes. But Lilibeth is here. She has Lilibeth has put, I'm assuming this is her, but this is, if you want to call her in, Marissa, you know, Josephine, Lilibeth.
Yes, hi everyone. I'm
You want
Can
sorry,
you put
my
your camera?
okay, my internet is not very good. I have a poor signal, so
no
Yeah,
problem.
it's
That's
a
I will
very
fine.
try.
poor.
Yeah,
I will try to.
yeah. If in case your voice cracks, we'll tell you. Then you can switch your video off.
Right, right. Just a second.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what other thoughts, Josephine? You've also, yeah, of course, we've gone through a lot of these discussions, but thoughts, how do we take it forward? I'll tell you about my thoughts later, but I'll ask you people to tell me your thoughts, how to take it forward, what we need to do.
Well, Marisa and I, and we heard you right very clear now that you want the Philippine Mediation Circle to be exclusive for Filipinos,
Yeah.
or it
People.
could be a Filipino but based somewhere else, but is part of the Philippine mediation.
That's why, no,
So,
that's why I said what I did was I called it the Philippines one. It doesn't have to be a Filipino, but if you have some connection with Philippines,
yeah.
please
So
be part of it.
you said something very, very crucial when you were introducing the many circle and objectives of the World Mediation Circle. And hello, there is Lilibeth now on camera.
Yes, hi Lilibeth.
Hello, hi
Hello.
everyone. Good evening or good evening in our country. I don't know what time is it in your
It's
place.
evening here. It's evening here, but both of you know Lilibeth. Lilibeth, you know Marissa and Josephine.
My first time to meet her, but
Yeah,
I'm
this
sure
is
it
my
won't be the last.
I'll introduce Lilibeth, and then Lilibeth, you have to introduce yourself as well. We were classmates in law school, here in the Philippine Law School, and then we just connected straight away because I was talking to her about mediation. She was, and still is a pastoral advocate. So that is her real calling. She's in the ministry. However, she also is the very crucial person that started the Adventist Law School, or the Manila Adventist College School of Jurisprudence. So she started from scratch, created the Faculty of Law. So I'm very proud of her. And I was hoping, what exactly you said, Vikram, when you mentioned is, how do we find a way to create or have full-time mediators as a profession? And I wrote that down because that is what Marisa and I were talking today, sometime early. It was morning time, your time, was it, or evening? When we were last
Evening,
talking.
my
Yeah, this is, and I'm sure this is also Lilibeth's career. She's about to retire now in August, in her pastoral work and in her faculty. So she's hoping to become a full-time mediator, although she's a lawyer. But this is where her calling is. Something more in transformative mediation, therapeutic. So, well, I'm going to let you talk now, Lilibeth.
Well, I'm happy that
This is where the signal.
You're in Manila, Lilibeth?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm in Manila. Are you here too, in
I'm in the US.
Marisa? Oh, US. Okay.
He's
And
in
That's right
US.
now.
how about
But Mediator
I don't know where I'm.
Vikram?
According to me, I'm in Manila right now because you are seeing me on your computer screen in Manila. So I'm in Manila. For Marissa, I'm in the US, and all of you are in
Okay.
India for me. So that's how it is. Wherever your computer screen is, that is where the person is. This is my living room, which you are
Oh,
here, and I'm in yours. That's how it works.
okay. Thank you. Nice meeting you. Thank you, Ma'am Josephine, for inviting me. Yes, I'm interested. I took my oath in PIARB, Philippine Institute of Arbitration here in Manila. And I have attended the World Mediation Organization Convention in Thailand in 2017 and was given a topic to present about international terrorism in a theological point of view. And that was in 2017. And yes, I'm retiring this year, this September, and I am interested to be working full time as mediator. We have yes, I spearheaded the establishment of the Manila Adventist College of School of Law and Jurisprudence, and we are interested to make this mid-arb course stronger in this School of Law. So I'm happy to meet you, and I look forward to have more meetings and learn from you.
We will learn from
Thank you.
each of us will learn from each other definitely. But important thing is this is work on the ground, creating circles. Everyone has to create circles wherever they can. But interesting thing that came out from this discussion is I was planning to launch a faith-based mediation circle.
Wow.
But we'll do that as we go along. But that's also, I think,
Yeah.
might be something which is important because
Mhm.
that's an area where there is work happening, and maybe we can bring that in. But
Mhm.
what both of you haven't introduced yourself. Marissa, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? I mean, I know. I'm saying for people who are listening. Marissa's participated in
Yeah.
my events. So if you go to YouTube and write her name, you write, I mean, what I tell people is write Mediator Vikram and write the person's name. You'll find the videos that they're recording. So yes,
I'm
Marissa.
sorry, can I just turn off my video because
Yeah, yeah,
the
please, please.
internet, but I'll
And
be online. I'll be listening
but
and
Lilibet,
participating.
you missed out on the introduction to the World Mediation Circle. So we'll take you through that later. But
Okay.
because I won't repeat it right now because we've already gone through it. But then we'll get your thoughts
Sure.
later. So Marissa, a little bit of an introduction.
Yeah. Well, just for a proper background, I've been in mediation since 2001 in the Philippines and started as a court annexed mediator. Um, and I met Josephine along the way, and you, Vikram. Um, there are certain things that come to mind if we talk about how this circle can succeed. If I put in the acronym is peace. The first problem would be politics, because where there's a lot of politics, there is going to be a lot of power play there, and the mediation mindset would be it's there are many political issues happening right now in the country, but it's difficult to get yourself into the process of mediating if the parties themselves, the politicians themselves, are not willing to uh, look at peaceful resolution to the issues that they face. The other one is education, and I'm glad that um, Lilibeth and Joe are here because that's what we talked about with Joe last night, that education is a very important thing. In fact, she was saying that it's not even taught as a regular subject in law school, mediation. It's an elective. So we are hoping that in the future, we'll be able to make EDR part of a regular subject in law. E. A is accessibility. I think one problem that we face in the Philippines right now is the I'm talking about accessibility of internet. I'm talking about you know, even in court. In court, they don't really there's a system for doing online, but you have to do it through their software. They don't welcome Zoom as a vehicle for doing virtual. so so accessibility, people must learn to know where they can connect with mediators or with the World Mediation Circle. C would be strengthening a community of that means we need to increase, get people in. We have our own organizations, but getting them together to collaborate is still an issue. And E, which is empowerment. And there's got to be a lot of, for instance, I talk about AI. We're not empowered yet. We don't know yet what this is. It's still strange to us. That's why it would be good to learn from the successes of the other mediation groups, mediation circles, for us to make it easier to navigate how we can organize our circle. Yeah,
One
Joe?
thing, yeah, no, I'll get Josephine in. Or what I want to, because you praised some very interesting things. Because first you started with politics. Now, what I am looking at is that let's look at one is the way politics is structured. This is not politics. Okay, it's not that this has to be politics. Politics can be looked at in various ways. So that's why I said redefine politics, because consensus building is not part of the process. It seems to be divide and rule is what is happening everywhere. So redefining it means that right from the grassroots level, a different thought process with mediators as leaders to be, if you have to look at consensus building, if you look at collaboration, then mediators definitely have an important role. So let's look at it from a little long-term thing, because the mindset of politicians today to say that we can change that mindset, I think it's like banging your head against a brick wall. So we won't attempt that. And they're not, I'm telling you, they're doing a great job. What is the job? Divide. They're doing a great job in that. So we don't want to criticize them. That's the way they think that's the way it's happened. So for a moment, we leave them aside and let them play the games that they're playing. Here from the grassroots, when we have that little community, which I said, even in a school, that circle is a little community of people who, and it doesn't have to be the entire school. It can be a slow process. Only the ones who have that mindset, who say that yes, we believe that we should sit together and resolve issues or fights, and we want to collaborate, it be 2 people or 200 people, whoever has that mindset, come in. You have that skill of assisting people. Those children will tell us that, okay, I know this person, I know this friend of mine who does this. Bring those people in and in a way publicize these people. How do you do that? By sharing their experiences, that okay, there was this issue and I helped this person do it. That little story, these positive stories are not out there. Little newsletter, make it, they can create a newsletter in the school. Similarly, for Philippines, we'll create a newsletter. World Mediation Circle will create a newsletter. So those stories should be out there, because these are very important stories, that this issue, and because issues that people face could be similar. I mean, the people change, but in terms of the character of that issue might be same. They might relate to it. So put it out, because that's not out there. So positive things we'll put out there. Those people who have that skill, who have that mindset, put them out. Be it people who just believe that they should resolve things, that community, put them out there. What do I do? That's what I'm doing. I'm doing it with different countries. I like that face to be out there, because if you connect with the face, then if you know that
Yeah.
person, you trust this person, you'll connect with the process, not the other way around. I don't want to even go there, even use the word mediation. I don't do that. I ask them that question: do you know someone who helps someone? They tell me the person is brought in front, and their person talks about what they did, how they did it. Then I tell them what this person did was mediation. This person is a mediator. So introducing that word only after you have got that experience out there, they will relate to it immediately, because they know it. It's
Mm-hmm.
not a rocket science. It's not some technical thing we are bringing them. It is basic human interaction that happens all the time. It's a way of life for people, but it's not spoken about, because they just do it. They also don't understand what they did. They just did it and happened and things were okay. So that's how we will put it out. So that way, that small community believes in this. Then that community will look at the issues around them, and then be able to, in some way at least, create a discussion around it. And like I said, consensus building, if can be done, damn good. So they will start doing that. They'll experience resolution. That is what we have to make them do, because teaching, you can do whatever. That's a theoretical activity. This is an experiential thing. It's like me saying, oh, this rose smells very good. You don't even know what. So you never smelled a rose. How do you know what it smells like? It's something you have to smell to know what it smells like, for you to relate to it. Let them experience it whatever way we can. So, and one, talk about it. So that, then one of the things were that, in terms of being taught, I'm telling you, this is not a teaching thing at all. It's actually experiencing. So we have to create opportunities for them to experience it with the right people. The most important thing is with the right people. No use promoting mediation if they don't have it with experience it with the right person, which is that humanistic approach, heart, soul, spirituality, all those aspects of the person. So you have to experience it with the right person. When you said law, I'm saying every field. Why should it? Because it's the dispute resolution is not a domain of lawyers or courts. Dispute resolution or conflict resolution it's a human aspect. Everyone, because what is really happening is the focus has been there, which is again a colonial legacy, that dispute resolution to happen in courts and lawyers have to be part of it. Break that mindset. It's conditioning of the mind that has happened over hundreds of years. Change it. Let them feel that conflict resolution is everyone's area of practice, whoever it might be. It doesn't matter what field you come from. So basically that, I mean, in terms of AI part of it, Marissa, experiencing is easy. Just open Chat GPT right now and tell Chat GPT, you are the mediator between Marissa and Josephine. This is the issue. This is what has happened, and take us through the process. It'll start the process. Okay, whatever. It'll introduce the concept to you, and then ask you to, yeah, it does that. It takes you through the process. Then it'll ask you, but if best is do a real life situation. Okay, this is the issue. I had this. Is that? It'll ask you to express yourself. Then it'll ask Josephine to express herself, and then look at, even it can actually generate solutions also. That please suggest some solutions. He'll suggest solutions. It's all out there. Everyone in the world has access to it. Although the free version is simpler, the advanced version, that is that I haven't used it because I'm not taking the paid version today. That even talking a more upgraded one, which is going to be launched. And if you see the video of that, this is actually a father sitting with a son and telling Chat GPT, I think it's called 4 or whatever, telling ChatGPT, look, teach my son about some or take him through some solution of a maths problem, but don't give the child the answer. Teach him. So the child is talking to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is talking to it in a proper, like a human talks, not the ones that we see computers talking. No, in that way, in this is okay. What is the hypotenuse triangle things, the trigonometry thing? Okay, which is the hypotenuse? So he says this one, and says very good and all that. So even teaching today, with people don't have access to proper education, is available to them in their house. So I mean, AI to be used properly, and should be used. No, I mean, people, a lot of mediators will say, oh, the human aspect of it. I'm saying that people are being programmed to be mediators. They're told, show empathy like this and that. Do you show empathy? Do you feel it? Compassion, do you feel it or you show it? So if you can, by words, show empathy, ChatGPT or some any of these artificial intelligence platforms will do it better because it has so much more material. And what I've been saying is that if mediators can also put their experiences down and that is available in the public domain for these artificial intelligence platforms to pick up, it will learn from that. Because what is happening in closed spaces, they have no idea. They can only, whatever books are out there, material is out there, all the artificial intelligence can pick it up. Here we can put out real life situations. This is where I said those newsletters that we put out with people talking about their experiences, because it'll be out there in the public domain, artificial intelligence can learn from it. So don't, you just, Marisa, it's all out there. Please, today you're going to do this after this session with anyone you know. Yes, Josephine, thoughts?
Well, I know you spoke a lot about the grassroots, but I don't know, when Marisa and I were discussing today, is really issues in the Philippines with respect to mediation. I mean, you were also saying about full-time mediation. We would really like to address that. I know the mediation circle encompasses a lot of different, from faith-based to sustainability to, I think this is not what Marisa and I are envisioning, and maybe we need guidance from you, but we would like to raise you did mention about politics is because it's it's the scenario or the environment in the Philippines. It's not very much, I wouldn't say recognized, but not very much practice because it's litigation. So it's educating the country and accessibility. Why even even if there's a court annex, I don't know. Marisa, educate me with the scenario in the Philippines. I notice there is no venue or a room that they allow you to use in the court annex unless it's one courtroom that's not used. Is that the case, Marisa?
What I know is that if you want to have an online mediation, you don't need to be there. People who don't have access to Wi-Fi must have their own Wi-Fi. But I did, and that's the one aspect that is lacking in the Philippines. The network where people can just participate in mediation from wherever.
Yeah.
Because I realized that a lot of conflicts can be solved if the decision makers they can't be around because they're somewhere else.
Also, Vikram,
so they have their.
Yeah. All right. So, Vikram, you said also, well, I'm relating to the community that you added on that word peace. The government just announced last year, I heard on the news, where remember the children used to start even from kinder or grade one, where the reading, writing, and apparently they're going to change the curriculum where life skills, like the ones in Japan, was going to be a priority from preschool to first year. They will not make, the reading, writing as the first form of learning. So again, it would be like you envision, Vikram, where the 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 dealing with conflict among the children, among themselves, trying to resolve it between themselves and saying, stop, let's talk about this. So those are the things I see a future. there's so much, but like you said, there is some work to do right from the grassroots. But the priority why I actually is so keen, because Marisa has more experience with respect to the Philippine scenario, is that we really want mediation and mediation mindset to really flourish in the Philippines.
Again, I mean, important things. Each of them I'll take up. I don't know, maybe I should take up the negatives first. The first one is court annexed, court connected mediation is the worst thing that's happening to mediation. Two ways. One, again, that mindset that dispute resolution happens in courts. You have connected that again, that you've brought in this process into a place which has nothing to do with mediation. One, that connection is now still there in some way with people. So second is the mediators themselves. I don't know about the Philippines, you will tell me, but in their terms of their remuneration, they are like second-class citizens there. The
Marisa,
lawyers can charge what they want, but a mediator, we will set up how much a mediator will get. You will again tell me, but let me tell you about some places in the, okay, let's say Nigeria. Total mediation, $40. I'm putting in US dollars because maybe that'll be easy to calculate. In
Marisa
India,
was mentioning this. Yeah.
yeah, in India, what has happened is that they will put it again on settlement. You will get, if you settle it, you will get a certain amount. Otherwise, it is such a meager amount, and it doesn't matter how many sessions you went through. So the way they have, what I'm saying is, okay, for a moment, the courts
Yes.
want to promote mediation. Very nice, because you are the most inefficient institution. Now you have to, you finished off litigation. Now where else can we go? They finished arbitration because the arbitral awards are challenged, and they go into the system, into the courts, and they go on for years, and no finality. The idea was arbitral award should be final, no finality. Now, third thing is, let's now destroy mediation. So we will promote it because we are inefficient. So we need something out, because otherwise maybe there'll be so much pressure. Because in India there are, again, I don't know. Let's do a little quiz. How many cases pending in courts? Anything, Marissa? Guess. Quiz. India. Something? Any guess? Josephine? Any guess? A
In
little bit?
I'll give you the figures though. In Australia, just for New South Wales is 451,000 case per year that is waiting, that's pending. The magistrate or the judge tries to hear at least 100, which they go so quickly and just mention and it goes. It doesn't get heard. In the family court, there's 8,000 cases waiting just to be booked. And this is where frustration, I mean, we're talking about children access, parenting. So mediation is really necessary.
Yeah, but the way it is being done now, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, India. I'm just saying because
Yes,
Marissa hasn't
Marisa?
taken no one has taken a guess on India first. But yes, Marissa. Anything? Any guesses? Or maybe if you want to talk about
Figures,
the Philippines
Marisa?
situation. Yes, Marissa.
I don't have figures, Vikram, because I don't have the
No.
statistics for that. But um, I agree that mediation is a solution, and if it is in court, that's simply because the mindset of people in conflict is still litigation.
Yeah.
But the court system allows these people to try mediation as their way of trying to resolve, settle
Yeah. No,
their
that's why we have to.
cases.
No, but Marissa, what you have to tell us is in
Yeah,
terms of
that's why.
the experience of mediation in the courts, where everyone says yes, in the courts there are too many cases pending, and they should go for mediation. Perfect. I mean, okay,
But
well, I'll
yeah,
talk
but
about the
not.
NF.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to tell us about the experience in the courts, not just as a mediator. If you have got some experience of users also, we need both. Anything there, Marissa?
I didn't quite get the question.
One is that the fact whether mediation in terms of the court system or why it's there, should it be there, we can discuss that later. One thing is the experience in relation to mediation for the mediator and for the user, or for the people in dispute. What have you got something on that? We want that, because I'll tell you what the issues that people are facing around the world, but let's get the Philippines experience.
I don't have it.
I think based on my experience while I was doing, especially during the lockdown, a lot of lawyers would actually support their clients to go into mediation. But the only problem was that the court system was not open to these kinds of schedules. That's why, yeah, I think there's a big gap to fill in that area.
No, because I think also in terms of the way legislation has
Users
come.
would like to. Yeah.
What happens is that sometimes there's a gap because I think your voice gets. I jump in when I see the I get the little gap, but I think you were saying something. I think there was a signal issue, maybe. Wasn't that Josephine? I think we could not hear for a moment. We couldn't hear Joseph. So I'll butt in only when you tell me to butt in.
Yeah.
You were saying something?
Can you repeat? Can you repeat, Marisa?
During the lockdown, I think the need for technology to come in terms of allowing the users, like lawyers who knew that I could do online mediation, specifically said that they wanted to do that. However, the system in court does not allow sessions like that. So
I think we
so
no, maybe our discussion went in the wrong direction because Josephine went. We won't even talk about this. Like we said, politics and politicians, we won't talk about banging your head against the wall. In the court system, what is happening with mediation, maybe for a moment we leave this aside because we are going to people and telling them that that is not an option. That's really not an option. We are trying to create that culture right there, but creating that culture, but creating the culture doesn't work up till we don't find the right people. Because I mean, like I said, even promoting mediation without the right people doesn't work. So we are not even discussing this aspect with them. We are saying that we'll find those people. We are identifying them in your community, in your school, your college, in your organization also. But the other point that Josephine said about the full-time part. So I'll get to that as to what my thought process is, because full-time means creating opportunities for mediators. That's what we have to do, and only then can they be full-time mediators. But in terms of the life skills part of it, it's very good that Philippines is looking at it. The only problem that comes in is there are enough vested interests to come in and say, we'll train. Everyone wants to train and make money out of training, and that takes it into a totally different direction. Means you don't have it, we will train you. Who are you to even go? If you see the situation in the world, if you could do, if there was some training that you had, put it out on YouTube for everyone. If there is some solution you found and you can create that mindset or whatever. So that's what's going to happen. The vested interests are going to come in, and the natural ability, those people who have that mediator mindset, they might lose their confidence, because there is this little box of mediation training that has been created, which goes around the world. But suddenly, I mean, is that what you have understood everything about mediation? Have you understood everything about the mediator? There is so much more, which is what I tried to do with my various events. So one, of course, mediation in our culture and traditions. Even I keep pointing out the neutrality and mediation symposium, because very casually people are told the mediator has to be neutral. Now you are trained, get out, go into the world. Now you're a mediator. Does a mediator have to be neutral by itself was discussed there. And of course, we've moved towards omnipartiality. That is what. But how do you explain to people who've been trained? They said neutral. That's it. That's word is gone around. So there's so much more in relation to what mediation is, but a limited box has gone out. Can that box talk about heart, soul, spirituality? Doesn't even understand how that works. Do you even know what that connection, those human connections, how they work? Connecting to the heart, the energy that a mediator brings in. the aura that a mediator has, is that can be taught somewhere? So it's some limited box that you can put in terms of theory, which is actually creating a limitation in relation to the understanding of mediation. So we have to keep those vested interests out and create an environment as soon as we can, where that those children are brought out, that natural ability is brought out. And we can do it because we don't have a vested interest. We're not saying that you have to pay to do this. We are just coming to create an environment around these people who are all out there within yourselves. So that's how I look at it. But the full-time part of it, opportunities wise, let me give you an example how opportunities are going to be created. You create a circle in a school or a college. You'll say, why am I doing this? I have work to do. But what are you doing? You've said that we are, first of all, identifying the people. Yes. But at the same time, in a school, the parents are also involved. Communication goes out there also, because they can also be part of it. All the teachers and everyone is part of that circle. I mean, there are issues between the parents and teachers also. So school mediation circle can take that wider thing. So suddenly you made people experience mediation or resolution, and get a flavor of it. This is something that you have to get a flavor of. It's not a theoretical activity. They've got the flavor. Now these parents are also part of communities. They are part of organizations. They're in workplaces. They will take that message there because they've experienced it. And then identifying those people within their organizations, trying to be, when we say we have to have a mediator in a organization, do people even understand what a mediator does? But now they'll understand what a mediator does. They'll understand mediation in relation to experience. So they'll take it there. Because you are the face for mediation in that school, they will take you with them. So you are actually now being introduced. You've got, it's like a marketing exercise for you. You've gone out. Now you are saying, I work as professionally as a mediator. I do it. So you will be involved in matters that maybe they feel that they need someone who's got that kind of experience. So you've, like I said, marketed yourself. Same thing in college. You've made a circle in a college. You're the face for mediation there. But the children in the college, you are identifying those people from there. Again, that same thing, experiencing resolution with the right people. Now, all the college students are part of communities and families. They will take it there. We are going to tell those children that you create circles in your community and family. Important thing is that the ones who have the mindset, we have to give them the confidence that they have the skill. They don't need to be taught anything. They need to practice it to develop their skills. So go out into your communities, go out in your families, and tell them that, look, there is a dispute. Let me help you resolve it. But for any reason, either they don't have faith in that person, or the age aspect comes in, whatever, I have this person who practices professionally. So the college student gets Marissa, Josephine, or whoever into that dispute. You meet those people, and the one who had the mindset, who had reached out to these people, is your co-mediator. So it's not that you have to actually, mediation is something that you don't have to do the entire thing. That the child from the, I mean, let's call it not a child now, yeah, a older person from the college student is capable to handle a lot of that aspect of it, but they come to you. So it's like you are handling so many more mediations, but you have to have that trust and faith in that person's skills, and that is what you have to give to that person also. That college student has it. This university that I have that circle in, a college student is telling me he's already helped in his family resolve 2 disputes. One was a family, a marriage related one, one was a property one. He helped them resolve it. They have the skill, they have everything going. We want to believe that no, this is some rocket science, and we are going to come and tell you how to do it. You don't know anything, which anyway, vested interests want that, because that's where money is being made. It's not the practice of mediation, it is the training, certifications, and accreditation. So let's leave that world totally aside. Try this. So opportunities got created in organizations, the college students going out into their families and communities, identifying those people with dispute, attempting to assist them, but getting you in when you are required. So you've reached out to so many more people. So it helps you. It's part of your own development of practice. So that's how we reach that level. So many more opportunities created, so much more work for mediators. And then we have others, like I said, the International Tourist Mediation Circle. So we have Philippines Mediation Circle. Word goes out. if you even that one experience of a person goes to another country or another part of the for Philippines also, experiences that goes out back and says, look, this really helped me because this person came in and I was in such a bad situation, but they helped me. So word goes out. Similarly, I mean, we have various things like as a climate change or issue based. At least people should experience it. That's I'm looking at these aspects that you picked up. But Lilibeth hasn't said anything, although she missed out on the introduction. So, Lilibeth, you want me to introduce the concept to you, or how do you want to go about it?
Okay. Yes, please. I'll appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. But only thing is that look, there is information on my website, that is mediatorvikram.com, and I'll quickly take you through the information there, so you can then maybe read it. I'll give you a little introduction. I'll open that and I'll take you quickly through that. So when you open the website, mediatorvikram.com, here's what currently is going to happen or what is happening right now, so that you see. So the World Mediation Circle is a worldwide web of mediation circles. So one of them is the country-based one. So you can see the Philippine one is what we're launching today. And then on that, you'll find a section on the World Mediation Circle. Simple is not a, it's like I said, it's not some rocket science we're bringing to people. First of all, what is mediation is what has to be something that we should have some understanding of what mediation is for people to have that, so we can at least explain to them. An important part is that someone assisting you to resolve a conflict or a dispute, but doesn't have an authority to impose a solution, because a lot of people are not aware of what mediation is, so should be put out there. So that's why I put a definition here. And the moral values, principles, and ethics-based humanistic approach and heart, soul, spirituality play an important role. Spirituality, I mean, moving away from religion, spirituality being for me a larger concept there, which is a meme I'll show you. There's a very interesting one. So there's this ocean and there's a little goldfish bowl there. So they said religion is that fish in that bowl and the other fish in that vast sea. So that part of it. And then the attempt to heal and strengthen relationships. So because what's again, I was going to talk about the court system part of it. They've become settlement conferences for what are reasons, in terms of remuneration of the mediators, in terms of time aspect of it, a lot of these things, but I won't get more into that. But here we are looking at a more, I mean, a process where you connect with them on a different level. That's then what are we moving towards? That this community that we are bringing together of people who want to, or they feel that disputes, conflicts, fights, disagreements, misunderstandings, miscommunication, whatever words, should be resolved amicably. The idea of collaborating, so that when you get that community together, and it's like I say, a safe space for conversations, dialogue, collaboration, and consensus building. What it is not a space for debates, activism, or advocacy. So this is a totally different space, which I'm saying doesn't exist because it doesn't serve anyone's vested interest. And as we go along, let's redefine politics at the local, national, global level, and we move away from the global legacy of divide and rule, which is what we were discussing in terms of politicians also. That's the way it's happened. Let's move towards consensus building with mediators as leaders. So various mediation circles have been launched, which you'll see the list there. And then we have the people have just said, in terms of the mediator mindset, that's what you need. Don't need any qualifications, training, because according to me, no, training can't even do that. Can't put a mindset into someone. If you could do it, just put that out into YouTube. Let everyone in the world, you create mediators. If you could let the world become, everyone become mediators. It's just not possible. It doesn't happen. Mindset is special, and in lots of, we'll discuss later what all go, maybe everyone has their thoughts on it. And then we have the peacemakers who bring people together, might not have the skill to be a mediator. And everyone in that community as participants who have that mindset of collaboration and resolving disputes and conflicts amicably, everyone's part of the larger community. And that community will have a very important role to play in local, national, and global level, because that community can actually look at a solution-based, a problem-solving kind of approach, which we need. We don't want to just divide people or just stick to a position. We want them to understand each other. As quickly as I could, there's a little link to a form. Please fill it, and we'll send you information about what's happening. Of course, Marissa and Josephine will obviously sell that to people in Philippines. And then you have the list of mediation circles and day-wise what's going to happen. as quickly as I could do it. Is that okay? And then you always have Marissa and Josephine to help you take you through that. Yes, Lilibet? Does it make sense? Lilibet, we're waiting for you.
Lilibet, do you want to unmute? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I'm happy to hear the intent of this meeting to make us aware of this mediation circle. So this is different or the same with that Daniel Erdman's called mediation organization,
I think that's
Josephine?
that's a totally different thing. I mean, that's someone's organization, which is, I'm sure that a lot of people are doing lots of things in relation to mediation. This is not an organization. I call it a movement. This is the
Okay.
resolution revolution. And everyone's part
Okay.
of it. I will not create an organization because I don't want the bureaucracy and the politics of organizations to
Mhm.
ever touch us. You create the circle, it's your circle, you bring people in. Important thing is we get good human beings, and those good human beings bring
Mhm.
more good human beings, and that's how the
Yeah.
community forms. We don't want the entire community if they don't have that approach. We want we want that the whole community has that approach, but it seems the way we're looking at the world, maybe it doesn't. So they are always different kinds of people. For the moment, let's just bring people who have that mindset together. Just the
Mhm.
fact that you could be able to sit together with good people with good energy, that by itself is good time spent. I mean, okay, very nice to say we'll change the world, but I think let that happen when it happens. Important thing is to spend good time with good people, and that's let's just think
Mhm.
of that as the circle. Something good comes out of it. Let's call it a bonus. Okay, so
Wow. Okay. Great. Yeah, may I respond to that? I like it this way because it's more doable, no, not as an organization,
yeah,
and creating more awareness that there is a way to resolve issues, disputes through
yeah,
mediation. What you have described at the beginning was just my experience yesterday. I was with a medical doctor from from California, but he's a Bangladeshi, and he has some issues about certain hospital in Pakistan. So I brought the individual who has knowledge about the issue, and I put them together yesterday, and that's how instant in an hour the dispute has been resolved. So I was about to say the word, oh, okay, let me mediate for you, but I opted not to mention mediation, but they are experiencing mediation in the
exactly,
process.
exactly. That's the idea. It is something that you have to experience. I mean, that's what it is.
Mhm.
And what we are saying is, I mean, that's the way I'm putting it across is that the people exist. People have experienced. I mean, I would say lots of the people have experienced mediation without knowing it. So the mediators exist, mediation is happening. Why not just what we're doing is we just not creating a structure, but we're creating a space. So we're creating it around something which is happening, or it's something that people have experienced. So they
Mhm.
talk about their experiences, bring those people who have the mindset into the circle. That word goes out to more people, one within that community, that within, say, a school or a college or a community. That community goes out, and then more people get to know about it, and that's what we have to do: spread good stories out there.
Mhm.
This, well, let's call them success stories. Let's put those
Mhm.
success stories out there, because positive information is not available. All the negativity in the world is available everywhere in all
Mhm.
media.
Mhm.
So once we start putting the story with the person's picture, if the person wants it, if the person doesn't want it, we can't force anyone. But if the picture person wants it, put the person's picture there, put the person's contact details if they're okay with it,
Mhm.
talk about what they did, put the endorsement of the people they have helped. Could be through video clips,
Correct.
audio clips, messages, anything. Bombard people with good things, positive things. Yes, yes, Marissa.
Mhm.
Marissa, you were saying something?
Yeah, I think yeah, that goes when two people sometimes go into a process, they want it private. So it goes against, confidentiality and
But
um unless of course it's with their permission.
No, no, I'm saying that if that is the issue, don't talk about the individuals. Just on a general level, talk about what you were, first of all, what the issue was, how you went about it, and what was the solution. On a general level, I'm okay. I mean, we're okay with that. The
Yeah.
idea is not to, because individuals don't matter in that. It's about the concept behind
The
it. So
process.
yeah,
Mm.
the process and everything. So let them put it. But important thing, Lilibeth, is that at all points of time, we're asking people to identify these people. So it's their trusted person. That's the most important thing, because once you find their trusted person, is because for some reason that person is trusted, and they also don't know for what reason they trust this person, because it could be
Right.
sometimes they experience something about the person. Is all being fed into that computer that they have in relation to that person, but the output is what we need: trusted person. So they give us those trusted people, that other people get to know about these trusted people, and those opportunities to practice will develop their skills, because this is a skill which only develops as you practice. Your evolution takes place as you practice. And that's what we want to do. Give them the opportunity, tell them to create their opportunities, give them that confidence. No one gives confidence to these people. Instead, in a way, their confidence, they lose their confidence by telling them, this is what mediation is. Do we really know what mediation is? Every every dispute, every conflict is so I mean, unique. The people
Yeah.
are
Right.
unique, the issue is unique, the facts are unique, the emotions are unique, the place is unique. Everything is unique. To say now we've understood how 7-8 billion people function, and now we'll tell you what to do it to the artificial intelligence. Then forget people, do it there. Let everyone benefit from this immense knowledge that you have got about every emotion, every person, everything. So please don't generalize on it. You're undermining the process, and you're undermining these people also. So my thoughts, I mean, maybe people don't like it, and maybe that's why a lot of people might feel that, if, I don't know, let's not say threatened, but the fact that I keep saying training, certifications, accreditations, we don't need those, and that's the business which is happening in relation to mediation. Again, this, let me also point it out. It is colonization of mediation. To say someone who has that skill and is practicing it, be it in between, say, their friends, or doing it in a family, or doing it in a community, that person is a lesser human being or a lesser mediator than the person who has suddenly got this training and certification. You're creating that class divide. You are savages, we know what to do. I mean, on what basis? And this is happening from institutions. People look at, oh, the US, the UK, and I mean, the people are actually borrowing money to do this training, and they're told suddenly you'll become this international mediator. Nothing happens. They become totally disillusioned. Sometimes they just walk away from mediation totally, and they just might have had the skill to develop it themselves. But that was what maybe was lacking in terms of how it was explained to them. Or maybe I mean, it has to start from right at the school level. Like I said, give them that confidence. Go out, do it wherever you can. And on the other end, telling people, you have these conflicts, you have these people, go to these people, ask them to get involved, and that's how they get practice. The resolutions happens. So Lilibeth, am I talking like an activist? I said no activist.
No, no. Yeah, I got you. And I, at the end result will be like what Marisa mentioned. We become peacemaker, right? And I was so happy yesterday. It just happened spontaneously. I have this friend visiting the Philippines and saying a lot of negativity about a certain hospital in Pakistan, and then mentioned as a name that happened I know. So I messaged that person, and can we come together for lunch and get together? And I let them talk and talk and talk, and then at the end, about an hour or two, the issues has been resolved, and they're so grateful that they met, and no more things has been cleared, everything was just
But
um,
Lilibet, maybe you don't realize that's a very important story to go out. Very
So
important. That's what I'm saying.
I
That
should.
maybe record it in a little clip. We've recorded it here, but how many people would reach this level of watching all this? Because people don't have time these days. They want short 1 minute reels. That's what they want. But
Oh.
put it out there. This is what the whole idea of that newsletter. I'm trying to say that all of you have to do it. I mean, you have to do it. But if these stories go out, imagine, first of all, people
Oh.
get that positive thing that yes, people could sit together and resolve something. And yes,
Uh,
this can happen. I mean, that's the kind of, I mean,
That's
approach
right.
that we need to have. Put out these
Yeah,
stories which otherwise get
yeah.
lost. They would have got lost in
Oh,
between
okay.
those three people.
Okay. I will do that because you know what? I was just hearing the guy talking, very furious about the issue, and I thought, oh, how he could be so upset. Maybe he doesn't know the details, and so it so happened he dropped a name that I happen to know. So it just happened, and that I think I need to make a reel on that.
Yeah.
I will try to develop the story, a short
Exactly. And
story.
whenever any opportunity, when people don't mind, ask the people who actually experienced it to also give their little, whatever their experience was, so that the user's experience is also important. Just the little thing that they say,
Mhm.
and it gives people confidence. At least, yes, they become positive about it. So that's how it'll work. That's exactly how it'll work. And that's if reels
Right.
go viral, we're happy. If lots of people it reaches, we're so happy. So that if the person also who did that, I mean that process, that person gets identified, damn good. That's how it happens. Yeah.
I think
Right.
moving forward,
But of
Vikram,
course
just
Okay, Costa,
we
yeah, Costa's here. Sorry, Costa's here, and we haven't said hi because look how this functions. This is like my living room. Living room, someone walks in. Only thing is Costa has come with an invisible jacket, so we can't see Costa. So Costa, you want to unmute yourself and put your video on and say hi to us? Because that's what I always tell people. That if someone comes in, please just for a moment, just stop and say hi to that person. Because maybe people feel a little uncomfortable. They just walked into a space. So okay. So who knows Costa? Farisa? Josephine? Okay. So someone has taken that link from somewhere. So if the Costa comes in, we'll be happy. You can always join in. It's a very informal conversation. We're all have the okay, we have this will and everything to do something, but we need everyone to get involved. So
Hello.
just no, not coming in.
Yeah.
So Josephine, more thoughts? Anything? How we feel? Look, but for me, like I told you, the steps you've heard me enough. So what do you think? How would you approach it?
Well, this is a new thing, so it's like you said, the circle. I mean, some work to begin with, but learning, um, like what Lilibeth has just shared. I mean, also what you said about getting into school so that it's just like marketing and sales, but getting those kids to experience through their parents or fellow teachers or other teachers that things can, for them to experience what mediation is like. So,
Yeah.
and at the same time, getting them to know me.
Exactly. And the thing is that for them to experience it as their process, no authority figure has come in and said, okay, do this. No, you understood that, yes, this is happening and this person is also available. So let me reach out. I'll tell you, okay, how to go about it. I mean, you can do it the way you feel comfortable. You have to do that. I'll just give you one example in a college, in Ecuador. So Gabriela, she went to spoke to the professor. This was a law college and this was one class of that professor. So she spoke, the professor said, come in and talk to my students about mediation. So I was on Zoom and she had gone physically into that class. And that one question that I asked, do you know someone within yourselves, is there someone who helps people resolve fights, disagreements, whatever? So we got 4 people who said, yes, we do. Ask them to talk about their experience, how they do it, what they did. Now, like I said, once they have told their story, then this is mediation. These are mediators. So now introduce that, and then who are the people in the class who feel that issues, conflicts, whatever word, because this was all happening in Spanish. Okay, so Gabriel was translating, so I was speaking English. But whoever believes that these should be resolved amicably, come. You're a group by itself. So they came. Those people came in differently. So that means there were some people who were left out. Not everyone did not say so. So this was a group, but majority of them, luckily, said that they want to resolve all conflicts and all amicably. So I said, now this is what a circle is. Now this suddenly you have a circle in your class. So it's as simple as that. That's how this. Okay, this is one class. Now we're doing it in another class in that same university. So that's a circle, and then combined that becomes that university's mediation circle. It's a very simple thing, bringing those people together, creating that space. We are not telling them to do anything else, but just come together. Now, what is going to happen now? Okay, we've now created the community. Now what? What does the community do? One, tells people about these people who have the mindset, and whatever issues you have, anything, personal relationship issues or anything else, bring these people in. But also any local within the university, you could have some issue happening. Could be the simplest of it, discuss it in this group, in this community. Look at a solution based kind of approach. Get everyone to talk about it. If there is something, say, with the administration, with the management of that university, say, come to bring people from that management to come and talk about what their thought is, understand what they're saying, put your thoughts, try to reach a consensus, see, look at it from a positive solution based approach. So that's how people experience this, and then they take it forward into their lives wherever they go. And of course, they take it into their communities and families and create circles there, and then take you with them there. So those are the thoughts. Marissa, any thoughts?
Yeah. Moving forward, Vikram, since we've planted the seed for Philippine Mediation Circle, we've also created a group in WhatsApp for those who would like to be part of it. Maybe the kind of the people who would come out and willingly want to be part of the circle, we can put in the WhatsApp so that the discussion can continue
Yeah.
there. And then the success stories, like what Lilibeth experienced, can be put in social media because that's the only thing that's free and available for many people. We can have a particular a page for Philippine Mediation Circle, and the success stories there
Yeah.
can be put there,
Yeah.
and then we just continue to share. We
Absolutely.
share in our own circles.
Absolutely. And what
So,
and through WhatsApp,
but I think
through
I
WhatsApp.
think the very
Okay. No,
the very objective is really just to create a culture of peace so
absolutely.
that
Culture of
people
mediation.
know what's
Culture of
happening.
mediation. Culture of mediation. I'm not going to say culture of peace. I'm going to say let that be the end result. But culture of mediation, because why do I call them mediation circles? That third person has a very important role to play. And that's the a process, the approach towards resolving it, because where everyone, yes, we should all live in peace, we should all talk to each other, nice things, but the importance of that mediator is what we're talking about. So that's why I keep saying culture of mediation is what I'm trying to put out there. But what I was saying about WhatsApp was that please send today itself, please send a message on whatever WhatsApp groups you are, or whatever else, Telegram, on through social media, just that message. Do you know someone who helps people resolve conflicts, fights, disagreements, misunderstanding, miscommunication? Just send it out to everyone you know. Those people, those names that you get, please call them for the next gathering, because this circles can only happen once we have people with the mediator mindset, because this is a mediation circle. So those are important people. And then you have to, of course, interact with them, and you have to see whether you want them in the circle. That's up to you. I mean, that's yours, how you want to go about it. But you have to be very, very careful as to whom you bring into the circle, because these spaces, a lot of people don't like these spaces. Why are people sitting together and resolving things? we we want to divide you. Politicians become a little, I mean, I think, uncomfortable and insecure. They don't. So people will be there to disrupt these spaces. So because look, the advantage is we are not funded by anyone. No one controls us. So we are open to be able to do this. But you will look at people who might come in and disrupt it. So disruption in the sense of a good conversation can always be disrupted by getting that one is that activist concept into it, that advocacy concept into it, not being able to live, not listening to people, just pushing your agenda. All those things happen in spaces. So we have to be careful about it. We can't get the whole world into that circle. But hopefully people will experience what this community can do and want to be part of it. So when they're ready, please come. But it's not going to be something that we are pushing you to be part of. We are okay with 4 of us and Costa. Hopefully Costa is there. A few people also coming together, good people come together, we're okay. We're not into numbers. We're into quality. Quantity, no. Quality,
Okay.
yes. Double thumbs
Okay.
up.
All right.
Okay. So Marissa, any last thoughts? Anything that your words of wisdom?
This looks like a lifetime work. The vision is the vision is so wide that it can include everyone who has this mindset for
Mindset.
resolution.
I'm glad you also said that it doesn't have to be quantity, but
Yeah.
quality.
All
Thank
the
you.
time. That's very
All
important.
right.
Yes, Josephine,
Yeah,
parting words.
I'm just glad that we have initiated this, and through your guidance, give us like what you did about the tip on the schools and finding the right people, creating those circles, even in right from the grassroots. It's actually given me much more vision what the circle is trying to achieve.
Yeah.
And also the fact that you clarify that it's not an organization, but it's a revolution.
Yes. But also, let me tell you that a lot of people believe that we are talking about grassroots, so we are talking about school, colleges, and communities. But why I put organizations there is because there are people with that mindset in organizations. For organizations is also an organization, also a community. Because what is really happening is that when we look at, say, residential communities, those have broken down. And all over the world, those have broken down. It's not like you have a community there. So that will be a role of mediators to bring together. But communities that exist, a school is a community, a college is a community, an organization is a community. So in these places, even in organizations, those that people with that mindset are there. The culture of mediation that we are talking about is that these people who have the mindset, they are brought in at, it doesn't have to be resolution of a dispute. It could be facilitation of a discussion in a meeting itself. That's just a meeting about something where collaboration is required. Get these people, after we've identified them, or people have identified them, in those kind of situations in the organization, people are told that why don't you bring this person in, could be in another department, could be from another department, but has the mindset to take that whole meeting into a positive productive direction, which serves the organization also. Then in terms of workplace disputes, like I said, every organization should have a mediator. Everyone doesn't want to go to the HR because they feel that there could be repercussions of doing that. So this is outside the hierarchy of the organization. There's a person there whom they can approach. So workplace benefits, because sometimes there's toxic environment in a workplace, but people don't have any space to talk about it. So you're giving them that person, and that person has the responsibility of building capacity within the organization by identifying those people and giving them opportunities to actually practice their skills within the organization. But at the same time, all these people that you are bringing in are part of the larger world mediation circle, which will be a global database that we'll have. So everyone has access to them. Okay, accessibility today might be a problem in terms of online. So maybe today, sitting in Philippines, you might not have someone, you should have someone sitting in Spain doing it for you or somewhere else, because this is one of those processes which goes beyond boundaries. But problem is legislation, because of vested interest, tries to curtail it. You have to have this qualification, this certification, and all that. I mean, you would know, Josephine, in Australia, all these certifications and everything that they create, restricting me from bringing in someone I trust, I think is the, I mean, this is like a colonizer's mindset. Are you going to get into my house and tell me whom I will sit with, whom I trust to resolve something? I mean, this
Yeah.
is a colonizer's mindset. So legislation we'll get to, and maybe if the community is large enough to actually look at legislation also in a manner to understand the process about the trusted person, their process, we'll reach that level. But maybe I said too much. So now Lilibeth's parting words. Lilibeth, any thoughts while leaving? And then I'll tell you that we will fix a time for the next gathering. But Lilibeth, anything from what we've discussed today? Anything that you want to tell us?
Unmute. Yeah.
Yeah. First, I'd like to thank Jocelyn for inviting me. That this is a new circle that I am in mediation. Actually, I'm also part of a what call this special interest group of Philippine Institute of Arbitration, and I like how mediator Vikram describe the concept of these mediation circles, because this is like you don't need certification and training, it just happens because of your experience, right? And I enjoy joining you tonight, and I look forward for more interaction like this, and I'm excited to be involved in these mediation circles, and what do you call this, resolution revolution. Did I get it right?
Yes.
Resolving issues by revolution. And thank you, Maris, for also my sister also is Marisa. Actually, she's calling on the other line. So I like how you spell out peace. So at the end, we will all become peacemakers. Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us, and thank you, Josephine, for bringing Lilibeth in. And what we're going to do
Bye-bye.
now is that you have the launch. Now we fix a time for the next gathering, so that we will send this message out in social media and WhatsApp. Hopefully, we'll get more people who have the mindset in. We then, I'm saying that, look, numbers can come in small numbers, or we don't know, something goes viral, a lot of more people want to come in. Whatever way it is, let's just put the word out. So when do you want to meet next? What is the good time for you people?
Um,
I think we keep it like every 15th of, what do you think? Or is it a Wednesday always? So what's the
Look,
best?
Wednesday works for me. That's the only thing that helps, because today's the third Wednesday. If Wednesdays are okay with you, we can keep it on maybe
Yes, every third Wednesday?
this
Is
time.
it
Keep it on the second Wednesday, because
second?
yeah,
Second.
after the, I mean, end of June kind of thing, I'm also wanting to take a
Every
little
second
break.
of Wednesday,
Yeah,
eight
second Wednesday.
o'clock,
Yeah, same time.
Marisa?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll meet on 12th of June. We'll meet on 12th of June at the same time.
Lilibeth, 12th of
yeah,
June, 8 o'clock.
That's our
sure.
Independence Day.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
good,
Can
bad.
And
can we
Vikram,
create?
yeah, Vikram, the World Mediation Circle,
Yeah,
it meets every last Wednesday, you said?
last Wednesday at 1:30 and 8:30 India time. So today we started this at 5:30 India time. So 3 hours after what we started today. So it was your 8 o'clock. The only issue is
Yes.
because it'll be 11 o'clock at night for you. So that's why I have one at 1:30 India time, which means 4 hours before we started, which means 4 p.m. Philippines time. But of course, Marissa is in the US. For her, that one will be
4
difficult. But
a.m.
yeah, for the 8:30 p.m. one will be suitable. So that's why I've kept two of them, so everyone can be part of the whole thing. So please join in, Lilibeth. Same Zoom link. If you go to mediatorvikram.com, you'll find the schedule there. Wherever it says global, international, world, the same Zoom link, you can participate. Wherever it says country, people from connected with that country can participate. But if it says
Mhm,
Philippines Youth Mediation Circle, the youth will participate. If it's so,
mhm,
that's a little bit of a little, because when the communities are smaller, I think people also bond better and get to be familiar with each other. So that's why this little kind of this thing.
mhm.
Yeah. So thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Can
Pleasure
I
meeting
ask?
you people, and
see you on the 11th of June. But please, there's lots of work before that. Please spread the word, message. Let's bring people in who have the mindset. We'll feel good with good people. Yep.
Thank you. Good
Thank you.
night.
Good night. Bye.
Good morning, Marisa.
Okay. Thank you.
Morning.
Are we creating a group chat in WhatsApp or
Yes.
Viber?
Yes.
Okay.
Um.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Joe will
Okay.
invite you.
We
Bye.
need to
Bye.
submit our phone number so we can add.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
what I'll do.
By the way, Vikram,
Hmm?
I'm interested about the faith-based.
Yeah.
You mentioned about faith-based, so I can bring in more participants in this group
Perfect.
if
So let's fix a
we
time for
do
that
that.
launch. We can launch that circle
Okay.
whenever. I mean, maybe we can do it next month in June itself. We can do it.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Email
Bye.
Vikram. Bye-bye.
Bye, Josephine. What I'll do is so we'll fix up time whenever it's convenient for you, Lilibet. We can fix a
Sure.
time and we can
Sure.
launch the circle. So idea is
Okay.
to put that seed out. So
That's right.
Marisa, you'll be getting in touch with Lilibet. Will you?
Sure.
Joe